Holy cow. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good night, and good afternoon. It is I, your long absent Chungus, also known as Darth Mechas, with a very special guest, Zealotjohn. Say hi, Zealot.
Hello.
Um, so for those who are in the know and watching this after the fact, um, a while back, I don't remember if this was on stream or not, but I know we've talked about it during the streams, like in chats and stuff. Uh, Zealot John and I came up with a collab idea because my history with Warcraft is a lot different than yours. And he's like, no, dude, I know all sorts of shit about it. I would love to tell you about it. And I'm like, fuck it. Let's make it into a slideshow. Um, so here we are. But before we get started with that, I just thought for the sake of kind of giving you pedigree, so to speak, showing off why you're the one going to be really educating me here, I want to give a brief demonstration on my history with Warcraft versus yours. Um, so for me, I knew about Warcraft. Um, I was a very big RTS gamer. I was, ironically enough, more into StarCraft at the time when it first released, as opposed to now. Um, I didn't really get into the Warcraft lore and stuff until I played Warcraft 3 back when I was in oh God, it would have been middle school or high school for me. God, I'm old. Because it was released in 2004, I think. Warcraft 3 was. Yeah, somewhere in that ballpark. Um, and ever since then, I've never touched World of Warcraft. Funnily enough, have not touched it once. Haven't touched a single one of the games, despite so many people making fun of me and saying that it would absolutely be my thing. Um, I just don't do well with MMOs. I get into them for like a week and then I lose interest just because of how my brain works. Um, but the thing I love the most is I love a lot of their takes on fantasy. Um, the iconic, Jamaican troll accent for starters. How they all ride dinosaurs and shit. How orcs are not like, super bloodthirsty, but they are honorable. They were one of the I think they were one of the first franchises to showcase that, weren't they?
Maybe.
Yeah. Because when people think of orcs, a lot of the time I think they think of the bloodthirsty savages, or the monsters from like Lord of the Rings. But I kind of liked the take that they had on them. Um, and that's really my experience with it. Really the only game I've ever played is Warcraft 3. Um, by contrast, Zealot, what games and what's your history with Warcraft?
Well, just like you, I started off with StarCraft, and through my cousin, he ended up giving me Warcraft 3 and the Frozen Throne double pack.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah, so pretty much went with that for a while. Eventually, my friend, who goes by J Bob, he
Right,
ended
right.
up getting me into Warcraft and Cataclysm. So, a lot of stuff happened
Right,
that
right.
ended up having to fall off. Then later,
Yeah,
when
yeah.
my fiance moved up here, he ended up gifting her Warcraft and Miss Pandaria, and then it just took off from there. And I pretty much played most of the expansions beyond there, and actually got the Chronicle books as well for more
Oh,
lore deep
wow.
diving.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but J Bob, he actually reads the novelizations that are like out of game
Okay.
lore stuff.
I get you. I
Yeah,
get you.
and
So, what's your experience with like the strategy games like Warcraft 1, 2, and 3? Have you played any of those games?
just Warcraft 3 and Frozen Throne.
That's crazy. Cuz like that's exactly the same for me, but our love of this game is so identical. It's crazy. And it's not that I've never wanted to play one or two. I just didn't. I just kind of jumped on Warcraft by the time World of Warcraft came out. But I had kind of gone back and I had seen Warcraft 3 and I got it. And I knew it was from Blizzard, so I'm like, oh, I played StarCraft. I'll give this a shot. And I just fell in love. Um, so, Zealot, what do you have for me here? We have the quick and dirty history of Warcraft for a very special boy.
Oh yeah, we do.
Uh, oh, I'm very special. um, So, for those watching, first of all, we are absolutely. I don't think we're even going to be capable of getting through the full slideshow in one day, are we?
We are
With how.
not.
Yeah, so
And the
what we're
slideshow's
going
not
to
even
do.
completed yet. I
Jesus.
still got 3 more expansions to add in.
And to say nothing of the fact that the series is still ongoing. So, you know, who knows what will happen. So, for the ease of those who have ADHD to the extreme, rest assured we are not going to be powering through with it. We are going to be taking a very even 2 hours with these periodic episodes coming up. I'll be sure to save the footage. And Zealotjohn, you actually have plans to upload this onto YouTube, is that right?
Yep, that's right.
Excellent. So for those watching on YouTube, hello, and thank you for swinging by and watching this video. Um, is there anything else you want to discuss before we get started that you think will be relevant, or do you think we're just ready to get going?
Main thing that I'm gonna mention is we're not doing all the books. I don't know all the books that exist out there, and I don't know the nitty gritty details that happen there. So
Gotcha.
I kind of skipped a good portion of them unless they happen to have some major relevance, which a few of them really heavily do.
Right. And so the final thing that I'm going to do for my stream is I am going to get rid of the webcam frame, just so that way y'all can see the slides here. And yeah. Oh shit! Didn't want to do that. Well, I accidentally clicked it. So the are we good to go? You think
Yeah,
or
we're
no?
pretty much good to go.
Okay. So the first slide here is the start.
Yep. Oh yeah. So pretty much at the beginning of everything, we just have like the universe.
Right.
Titans exist. They pretty much are just wandering around trying to figure out their own purpose in life. They don't even know where they came from. So basically, their goal is to figure out what and why.
If that is not a metaphor for the human condition, I don't know what the fuck is. That's so their whole existence is wow. Like that's a meme in and of itself, and I love it.
Yeah, it's like they just kind of realize, oh wait, what am
That's
I?
so crazy. That's so crazy. And are there any notable Titans, or will we be getting into that later in the slideshow?
We will be getting into it as the Titans essentially kickstart literally everything essentially.
Right, right. Okay. If you had to draw like a real world mythical parallel, what do you think it would be, or do you have an answer to that question?
Blizzard kind of grab bags from any religion really.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Very cool. All right. So
Yeah.
as we can see on the slideshow here, Titan stuff, they exist and they don't know why or how, and they want to know.
Yep.
You know what? I feel that. I feel that in my soul. So let's go to the next slide.
Yep. Next slide.
Jesus. Okay. Uh, so what do we have here?
They discover babies.
Okay.
So pretty much they figure out where they came from. They discover planets, and planets basically are Titan eggs.
Wow. Okay.
And when they discovered that's how they were born, they decided to take upon themselves to protect planets and essentially
Right.
populate.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay.
Because
Uh.
they are not able to actually make their own eggs. They just happen. So it even became more precedent for them to protect and populate.
That's crazy. Okay, so every single planet is a Titan baby?
Potentially, not all of them, but they have the potential
Right.
to.
Okay. 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 Okay.
And I couldn't
Okay.
find a picture of a Titan coming out of an egg or hatching or any artist rendition, so diaper baby.
You know what? Valid. Picture unrelated. That is very true.
All right.
All right. Next,
Next panel.
Sargarius. Now this name I do know. This. Oh God. Hang on. This name. He is a demon of some sort, right?
Not
Like,
anymore. That was a retcon.
oh god. Okay.
We will be having to talk and discuss a lot of retcons.
Oh no. Okay. Are we getting into like 40k levels of retconning where everything is canon, nothing is true?
Kind of.
Oh god.
So pretty
Okay.
much, Sargeras was like the strongest of the Titans. His
Right.
and essentially they found out demons were attacking planets and just destroying them because demons be demons. So he's going around trying to find demons, stop them, kill them. But then he came
Right.
across one particular planet. It
Okay.
was infected with something. And this something was not a demon. It seemed to be something from like another dimension.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Eventually we later know these as old gods. And they are
For
from the
sure.
void. And essentially
Okay.
they have the ability to essentially corrupt anything they come in contact with or witness them.
Okay.
Think of like Cthulhu levels of corruption kind of thing.
Right, 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 right. Okay.
So he saw that, and the Titan and the planet it was on happened to be a Titan egg,
Right,
and it
right.
was beyond saving.
Oh god. Okay.
Hence the oh shit, he killed a baby.
Okay. Okay.
So then he ended up figuring out like okay, so we need to do something because these void things, this is trouble, because that thing actually did this to a Titan, and that thing from what I
Oh,
could
okay.
tell was like an underling, not even a major thing.
Oh shit. Okay.
So,
Um
so after he found out about that, he ended up coming up with an idea that the best way to avoid dealing with the Void Lords is to give them a reason to not come.
right,
And
right.
the best
Okay.
reason for them not to show up is to have nothing there.
Right, right, right.
So, because planets just kind of happen, so the best way to take care of it is to restart everything.
Okay. So they're basically just hitting the reset button or trying to anyway.
Just Sargeras's.
Okay.
And he ended up making a
Interesting.
pact with the demons to basically become their leader and have them help him do the dirty work.
Oh, because that always works swimmingly.
Well, unlike,
Oh,
but in this case,
Jesus.
it's more of it'd be like Super Mega Satan showing up and be like, work for me or die.
You know what? Valid. Valid. If Super Mega Satan showed up, I'd be like, you got a deal, boss man.
Yep.
All right, fair enough. All right. Next.
And now we got Agrimar, another one of the
Oh,
Titans.
why does that name sound familiar?
He
Agrim.
he's one that comes up a lot, so he may have been mentioned in 3.
Okay.
So while Targaryen was off discovering what he did, he went on his own adventure and found the planet Draenor. Draenor did not happen to be a Titan egg, but he noticed
Okay.
it was brimming with life. But it
Okay.
had so much life elemental energy that the plant life was running rampant. It would destroy the planet itself if not kept in check.
Hence the weed whacking.
Yep. And then after
Okay.
that, he left.
Agrimar, professional lawn care. Gotta
Yep,
love it.
because he also created like rock golems or whatever to keep the plant life in check because there are actually godlike beings made from the plant life that were actually spreading things. So he had to make godlike rock creatures to counteract them.
Oh God, the only thing more worse than weeds is frickin' Jehovah's Witnesses weeds. God, that would be terrifying.
And
I would be done with it.
and as he left, there are actually creatures that were alive underground that started going to the surface. And that's where
Okay.
we'll leave it
Okay.
at there because that becomes relevant later.
Okay. All right. Then next.
Meanwhile, the rest of the Titans found Azeroth,
Oh shit. Okay.
which turned out to be a super ultra mega baby. Potentially, if born, the strongest Titan that will ever exist.
Oh shit. Okay.
But we have a problem.
Right.
Next panel.
Okay. So next.
The Black
Oh.
Empire.
Oh goody. Oh God, this map. Okay, so what do we got here on this map?
This is what's going on Azeroth.
Oh shoot. Okay, so we got Neptulion, Yogg-Saron, Therazine, Yisharj,
Yashir.
Yashir. I'm not sure how to pronounce that one with the N on the right there.
Enzoth?
Enzoth. Okay, so it is just Enzoth.
Yep.
Ragnaros. Ragnaros does sound familiar.
Yep.
Uh, Alakir,
Yep.
Cthulhu,
Got it.
and Neptulion.
Yeah.
Okay.
So essentially, what ended up happening is four different old gods actually were on the planet already. And
I'm
they
assuming that
subjugated
it's the ones
elemental
that are
lords, which are basically the four elements: water, air, fire, water. And
okay. So
and each of them subjugated their own element and just started having proxy wars just for the hell of it.
okay, that's why I remember Ragnaros because he's a giant flame dude, if I remember
Yep,
correctly, right?
the elemental lord of fire.
Okay. So Neptulion, I bet, is water. The only two that I might have to. I'm assuming Alkir is wind.
Yes.
Okay, so that would mean that Therazane is Earth.
Yep, Therazane, the Earth
Okay,
Queen.
okay. And so then, who are these other four?
The other four are the old gods themselves.
Okay, so if I'm hearing correctly, we've got these four elemental lords, right?
Yep.
Ragnaros, Alakir, Neptulion, Therazine, and they're fighting these other old gods.
They tried to, but they lost quickly.
Okay, yeah,
So
that makes sense given the map.
yep. So the old gods essentially just kind of kept them around as pets and made them fight each other for their own entertainment and fought proxy wars for themselves.
Ooh, I'm assuming that doesn't end swimmingly.
Because just as a context, this map is the whole planet.
This is Azeroth,
Yes.
and Azeroth is where WoW currently takes place, correct?
Correct. It's the planet
Okay,
that
okay.
all of Warcraft primarily takes place on.
'Cause there are so many fucking names. I can never keep track of which is which.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Azeroth before everything we know. Jeez Louise. Okay,
Yep.
okay.
So
All
next
right.
panel.
After the Black Empire.
Okay, so
Oh,
okay, I think I missed a panel somewhere. So pretty
oh,
much crash course of what happened.
right.
So so the Titans decided to try to take care of the old gods. They grabbed Yashir and just pulled him out like a tick because that's how big Titans are.
Oh,
But when they did that, it actually scarred the Titan soul within Azeroth.
oh shoot. Okay.
So Titans could not directly intervene and created mechanical beings of appropriate size to essentially fight the war for them.
Okay.
They did eventually win, seal away the Titan, sealed away the elemental lords in their own planes of existence,
Right.
and ended up constructing prisons around the old gods because they could not kill them without risking hurting Azeroth.
Okay. So let me pause real quick. Let me see if I understand correctly. So not only do we have Cthulhu-esque entities fighting elemental-based gods, there are now mecha kaiju. There are now kaiju-sized mecha robots fighting in this fight. Am I understanding that right so far?
I mean, they're not all kaiju sized, but a few of them are. Basically, majority of them are going to be human size.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Because I'm like, God damn it, Warcraft. That's wild.
Yeah, we were
Okay.
nowhere near the first game either. Like, we're still building up
What
to
the
the prelude of the
fuck?
prelude.
And this is all lore from the games, or is this from a mix of the games and the books? Or what did you take directly for this? I can't quite remember what you said. I
Like,
know you said you didn't
primarily
have
the
all the books.
games, some books if needed.
Okay. That's crazy. Okay, so we got human-sized robots that are basically the wardens for them, right? You're saying?
No, like the leader wardens are going to be like small mech sized.
Okay, 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 okay. All right.
But yeah, so and they're all given free will
Oh, good.
because that's always a good thing to have. Robots with free wills.
That never ends poorly.
Yep,
This is a
and
very this is a very apt emoji. Okay, so are these so the picture here is this of the robots or
just one set of the robots.
okay.
Because
Cuz mine yeah, cuz it's very blurry on the slideshow here,
yeah,
but
it
looking
is.
on the stream, looks like we have a gnome here. I'm assuming that's a gnome of some sort.
Yep.
Um yeah, I can't even identify what any of these things are.
They'll come up later. Each one of these
Okay,
is a
okay.
major lore character.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. All right. So then, next slide.
The Titans get together again.
It didn't go well.
Yeah, so pretty much, so Agrimar, Sargeras, and the rest of the Titans kind of regroup at their usual spot, and
Yeah, yeah.
each one of them talk about what goes on. But Sargeras go in last. So Agrimar's like, "Yeah, I found this planet. I decided to save it because I just felt bad." Then the other Titans were
Right.
like, "Yeah, we found like this super baby that's actually stronger than all of us combined, but it had these weird black splotches on it, so we couldn't take them off, so we left them on there, but tried to heal it." And Sargeras was like, "I saw what those things can do, and they will fuck up the planet. They will turn that thing evil and have it kill us." So he demanded to
Uh,
know where Azeroth was, and they refused to tell him, knowing
okay.
what he was going to do.
And so this is Sargeras going after Azeroth now, right?
Yes, and he kills
Okay.
all the other Titans.
But Kaya raises a very important question. Is Sargeras more powerful than Diaper Baby? That is a very important question that the chat wants to know. My money is on Diaper Baby.
We do not know for certain, as Diaper Baby rests eternally, occasionally rolling over to
Valid,
cry.
valid. Or unless it's like an Odin situation where he's asleep, but he still can interact with the world with some crazy extra dimensional bullshit.
Don't even get me started on Odin. Oh my god. Odin,
All right.
Odin's such a piece of shit in this.
Wait, Odin's a character in this?
Yes.
I was talking about just Odin, like from Norse mythology. Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, no. When we get to Odin, you'll realize how much of a shitbag he is, and and the only thing he's done is make everything actively worse
Oh god. Okay.
in the name
All
of the
right.
betterment of everything.
Oh god. All right. So the Titans regroup, and it didn't go so well. So next. Sargeras' life. He needs help. A lot of help needed. Okay.
Yeah, because at this point he realizes an infinite army of demons isn't really that good if I can't be everywhere to lead them because they're kind of idiots.
Valid. Valid, valid, valid.
Because
Okay.
most of them are essentially wild beasts or imps, just things that just kind of go off their own and just do shit unless someone's babysitting them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shit, okay.
So he finds help. Next panel.
Alright. And for those who don't know, Lost in Space was actually a TV show. I want to say it was in the 50s or 60s. I want to say my mom watched this. So that's what this image is from. For those who are too young to realize that Lost in Space was around long before Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh shit, okay, help was found. Uh, the Eridar? Am I pronouncing that
Yep,
right?
Eridar. So
Eridar.
Sargeras ends up finding the Eridar, beings that worship the light as their god. Because the light is actually some godlike entity that exists in the universe.
Of course it is.
Yep. And
Okay.
basically, the Eridar are led by three essential figureheads that lead them: Valen,
Right.
Kil'jaeden, and Archimonde.
I know two of those names. So I'm just gonna double check and see if I remember them because again, I only have played the Warcraft 3 game.
Yep.
Archimonde is the character that you summon during the second campaign in Warcraft 3, March of the Damned.
Correct.
And he's pretty much the main antagonist from that point on after you summon him, right?
Right.
This is the same Archimond.
Yep, this is Tree Humper.
Okay. Okay. And Kil'jaeden, I know that he's mentioned in both Warcraft 3 and Frozen Throne, but I don't quite remember the context around him specifically. But I know he's mentioned.
Yeah, he's more of the schemer of the group. So he tends to be
Okay.
behind the scenes, working everything, where Archimond will just put his foot down and just go do it himself. And
Okay.
to give credit, Archimond always gets really close. He always gets there. He just kind of trips and fumbles at the finish line. But yeah, so,
Um, yeah, so I'm assuming that Archimond and Kil'jaeden are both in that picture. So
yep.
who's the third one that you mentioned? I do not know his name at all, or their
Well,
name at all.
well, from this point on, they're going to be very, very relevant. We're going to be actively following them for a little while.
Okay, okay.
Because we're still like thousands and thousands and thousands of years before anything happens.
Jesus. Oh, ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, so the era.
So, okay.
So Sargeras shows up, and rather
All
than
right.
taking his normal form, he actually uses an illusion to make himself become a being of light, and offers them power and greatness if they do his bidding.
Okay. Interesting.
Archimon basically takes him up on it right away because he's just
Right.
kind of power hungry. Because something that comes up very, very relevant much later, he secretly politically assassinated his mentor and took his spot.
Oh. Oh. You weren't kidding when he said he's proactive. Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Okay. Interesting. And just for the people watching at home here, what's this right here in the other picture?
Oh,
Oh,
like
shit.
their architecture.
Hang on. Can I? Oh, stop it. Stop it. Forget you saw that, anyone. Forget you saw it.
But yeah,
That's in the
that's pretty much
future.
the architecture of like their buildings and such.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, because their home planet is Argus.
Okay. Okay.
So eventually, Kil'jaeden is convinced to join Archimon serving Sargeras.
Yeah,
Valen,
and
who's a prophet, he
okay.
actually uses like his foresight to see what happens. Sees pretty much what happens, and decides, no, this is a bad idea.
Okay, so Valen was the third, right?
Yes.
Out of these three? Okay, so we got Archimond, we got Kil'jaeden, and we got oh, God, Valen? Is
Yep.
that how you pronounce his name? Okay. Interesting. God, Valen sounds familiar too. Like, that's going to be a thing. I'm just going to warn everyone who's watching this after the fact. A lot of this is going to be familiar to me, and I know it's going to infuriate people in the viewership, because they have fucking colossal big brain memories and can say, oh, well, actually, it came from this game and such and such. No, shut up. I have a bad memory. All right? I'm going to get that out of the way right now. Anyway, okay, so we got three. We got one that prophesied everything that happens and doesn't go good, and I'm assuming he doesn't like that very much.
Exactly.
Okay,
Let's see.
okay.
I'm trying. What was on the next panel? Okay, next panel.
All right. We got the Runaways.
Yes. So pretty much everyone essentially joined Sargeras. And
Yeah.
those who followed Valen were the only ones who were going to run away and not join him. As Sargeras essentially immediately started persecuting and killing those who didn't join him.
Oh, goody. Because the people in the right always do that.
Yep.
Hard look at the camera. Anyway.
But it also became a point where they also realized that if they didn't do it, they're gonna be having their heads on the chopping block as well.
Right. Okay. So this is where we get the Drani. Okay.
The Draenei.
The Draenei.
The Draenei is a word called for the exiled ones,
Okay.
and that bottom picture there is Valen.
So this is Valen right here.
Yes.
And for those who are curious, this are the And can you say the name again for me? The
The Draenei.
Draenei. Okay, so these are the Draenei. This is Valen, and I'm assuming that this has to deal with the third thing here, right here.
Yeah, the Naru. Essentially a being of light from the light that basically serves as like a demigod type being.
Okay.
And essentially
It
with how
became.
things went, it became a spaceship so they could run away.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. All right. And basically, from what it looks like here, it was a game of cat and mouse. You
Yeah.
said on the slide here, right?
Yeah, because pretty much like they would flee to a planet. The Burning Legion is what the army of demons essentially became known as, which show up,
Yep.
try to kill them, and they would just run away again.
Right, right. And for those who have played Warcraft 3, the Burning Legion is what Archimonde is a part of. So, as you said before, this is thousands of years. Is this thousands of years before even the games start, or is this just
Yes,
thousands of
yes, it
years?
is.
Okay. Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yeah,
So, this stuff has been going on for a while.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, next panel. Now we go to Azeroth.
Woohoo! Oh, damn.
Galakrond appears, basically a giant dragon that drank waters that was tainted by Yogg-Saron nearby his prison, eventually became super massive and started eating other dragons for more power.
Oh, good. Cannibalism is fun.
Yeah. So he essentially is serving Yogg-Saron without knowing it.
Okay.
With the end goal
Interesting.
basically being just random destruction for the hope of destroying his prison.
Right, right. Okay. That tracks.
So other dragons ended up teaming up and eventually were able to kill Galakrond.
Okay.
Alright, and next slide. Just so you can see the scale of how big that massive fucker is.
Jesus. What the fuck is that in the background? What is that?
On what?
Is that the scale object? I have no idea what that is. Is that a regular ass dragon?
Oh, the one down there? At the
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a normal full grown dragon.
Oh, Christ on a cracker.
Yeah.
He's a big boy.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So for context, damn it. So for context, this full ass scale dragon right here, are we talking about dragons like Deathwing? Like that's Deathwing and that's this thing?
Uh, Deathwing gets bigger, but he does not get as big as Galakrond.
But would you say that Deathwing is approximately that size? Like he's in that scale,
At the
if not
start of
just
the
a tiny bit.
expansion that everyone knows him for, yes.
Oh, gods above.
And this is
That's
what an imprisoned old god
massive.
can do with just tainting water. That's how
That's
dangerous these things
massive. Holy shit. What the fuck, dude? I'm sorry, you're gonna have to censor a lot of this stuff out on YouTube, but holy cow. That's a big boy who ate his Wheaties, that's for
are.
sure.
Yeah, it is.
Holy cow.
Alright, we can go to the next panel when you're ready.
Yeah, okay. So the reward for winning. Oh, wait, Kaya says, oh, she brings up a valid point. Oh, she felt bad for his broodmate. Oh, gods. Oh. Now I feel off. Now I feel extra
Yeah.
bad. Damn.
Yeah, so
Alright.
alright, so Tyr is one of the Titan Keepers, one of the robots that got left behind to be prison guards for the old gods. And he was able to
Right.
convince the other Titan Keepers to grant power to the Dragonflights that just defeated Galakrond.
Okay, so this is where we get the different dragon flights. So if I remember correctly, don't tell me, it's... I know that the one on this side is a metal of some sort. I want to say it's bronze?
Yep.
Bronze, green, red, blue, and black, right?
Correct.
So for those of my audience who watch D&D, this is completely different from D&D lore. If I remember correctly, only this guy right here is evil, right?
He's not even evil yet. He's a good
Okay,
guy
so he's
right
not even
now.
evil. Okay. Cool.
Because you
Got it. Yeah,
remember
I
how he
can.
mentioned that Deathwing gets bigger?
Yeah.
Well, what made the other one bigger?
Oh no.
Yeah. It's a little
Oh
prelude
no.
there.
Oh no. Oh you. Oh no. Okay. That's not fucking ominous.
Yeah.
Oh, criminy. Okay. Okay, so tier rewards the leaders. So I'm assuming that that's why these respective dragons are the leaders of their flights, is because they were rewarded
Yep.
by tier.
Pretty much.
Okay, and new rules of what they are to protect. What does that mean exactly?
So each dragonflight is given one aspect of something to protect. Okay, so in order, the bronze dragonflight, the leader is his name is Nor's Dormu,
Nor's Dorm. Okay.
and his flight protects time.
Okay.
So in order to protect time, they actually are given the ability to travel through time and see throughout time.
Okay.
Yrsa, the green dragonflight leader, their aspect is dreams.
Okay.
And they are given the task of guarding the Emerald Dream,
Okay.
which essentially acts as a blueprint of what Azeroth was supposed to be by Titan design.
Okay.
Straza, the red dragonflight, is given the
Yeah.
task of life, so protecting
Okay.
all life.
Okay.
Okay, that's not even the right dragonflight member there, but I think it's Malagos. Yeah,
Okay.
Malagos, who is the original blue aspect leader, his aspect is magic, so they're tasked with protecting and safeguarding magic and keeping it from being abused.
Oh, and I think I remember what happens to Malagos, but we might be getting to that. Maybe not by the end of this slideshow, but the next episode for sure, or the episode after that.
Oh,
But I
you
think I
were
know what happens to Malagos.
yeah, that and all that shit happens before Warcraft 1 still happens.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ!
we have a lot. And of course we got Deathwing, the black dragonflight leader there, whose original name was shoot, what was his original name again?
I don't know.
No, Nefarian. That's it.
Nefarian. Oh, come on. That's ominous. Blizzard, be better with your naming schemes. Nefarion? Come on.
Well, it's better than his brother's name was Neltharion.
Fair enough.
All right, next one.
All right.
Oh, the flights and the
Oh,
rolls.
perfect. Yeah, so
So
this is just Neltharion. I thought it was Nefarion. Okay.
there is Nefarian somewhere in the black flight.
Okay. So we got to safeguard time and destiny itself, to safeguard all of life, to protect the dirt. He got. So explain this a little bit. Oh,
He
wait,
became
shit.
the Earth Warder. His job was basically to protect the planet. Like just
Oh, given.
literally protect the planet itself. Damn being
Gotcha.
anything
Okay.
else. Just make sure the dirt stays dirt. So essentially,
Okay.
he, without knowing it, his goal was to protect the Titan egg itself.
Yeah.
But then and if you keep reading what he ended up doing with his spare time,
He got. He got bored and started to experiment and write self-insert fan fictions of himself being the hero of the world. The voices said he would be a great hero. Oh, lordy. Oh, my boy. Oh.
yes, and you actually are able to find his fan fictions in World of Warcraft and read them.
That's insane.
And he hooks himself up with
Oh,
Alexstrasza.
yeah. Kaya. Kaya absolutely nails it. Main character energy, ooh woo. Main character energy, ooh woo, indeed.
Yeah, but he really does like listening to the voices because they boost his ego.
Ah, that's
The
nuts.
voices are very real.
Oh, God. Okay. Next.
Not all dragons took the gift of the Titans, believed it to be a form
Okay.
of slavery, and decided to fight back.
Okay.
So we ended up getting a dragon war. Not much is really known about this, but they got imprisoned in stasis.
Okay. Interesting. Oh, accidentally skipped. All right.
Well, that's all we
We
really
got a
had
time.
there.
Yeah. All right. We got a time skip. Woohoo!
Yep. 10,000 years later, elves are a thing.
Insert Monty Python transition or 12 or 10,000 years later.
Yeah, so just some lore building here. So trolls just happen to exist on the planet now. Like they just naturally evolved and became basically the prevalent race of Azeroth.
So it just made the pop sound and just suddenly they're there.
Kind of.
So,
Like it's just natural evolutions, trolls are a thing now.
oh, so trolls are the crabs to the world. Okay, continue.
Yeah. And basically remember when I mentioned that Yashir just got plucked out and scarred the Titan soul and the planet?
Yeah.
Well, that scar is filled with water, and since literally Azeroth is bleeding into that pool of water, it became the Well of
Right.
Eternity.
Okay.
And the trolls that happened to gather around and live there rapidly evolved to elves.
So wait, so trolls become oh Christ. So the trolls are night elves? Or the night elves are trolls?
All elves used to be trolls.
What the fuck? Bro, what the
Yep.
fuck? I'm sorry for freaking Zealot who's editing this right now, but
I
what
swear
the
all the time. I
fuck?
don't edit that out.
I know, but like you have to edit it for for so on and so forth if you want to try to make any money off of it. But I don't know what you're gonna do with
I'm
this.
not even
Anyway,
able to be monetized on YouTube, so it doesn't matter.
but that's crazy though. Okay, no wonder they have big bushy eyebrows.
Yep.
I've always wondered that shit.
Yep. So Alexstrasza, who is the current queen of the elves,
Right.
she and her top is her top advisor Xavius shows up, and
All right.
genocide good, genocide good.
Oh no.
So
Why the genocide?
then they end up starting to use the Well of Eternity to commit genocide to keep their power for boredom or something. I'm not really sure why. But
Okay,
then
so the
a
lore
voice
is
starts
quite
going
clear
into
on that.
Xavius's head, give him a better idea on how to be stronger.
Oh goody.
And next panel.
The idea. A demon army. A lot will happen.
Yeah. The voice this time was Sargeras.
Oh joy.
Yeah. For some reason, Sargeras, still not able to find Azeroth, was able to pinpoint one guy who was really pissed and just wanted to kill people, and was able to convince him to start summoning the Burning Legion on Azeroth.
Okay, so by this point they are the Burning Legion as we know it.
Yeah.
At this point. Okay.
All right, next
That's
panel.
crazy. Okay, and this is where we get... Yes, okay, so I actually know a lot of these names. Okay, so Tyrande, Illidan, and Malfurion all are from Warcraft 3, right?
Yes.
Cool. Okay. Malfurion is basically a druid. Illidan is a demon hunter, and Tyrande in the game rides on a tiger and shoots a bow. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, at this
Okay.
point, Eldon is not a demon hunter. He is also a druid / mage.
Okay.
Because this is literally the first time demons even showed up on Azeroth.
Gotcha.
And this
Okay.
event essentially becomes known as the War of the Ancients.
Okay.
And yes, Kaya, Tyrande is a priest.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, she's a priestess of Elune, who is the elven goddess of the moon, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And it keeps it up in the air if Elune's actually a thing or not.
I mean,
Like, does Elune exist? Elune's done stuff, but also doesn't.
that tracks for being a god, to be honest.
Yeah.
They do stuff. Sometimes they don't do stuff.
Yeah, so essentially, but as just a little bit of a side note, Illidan has a very, very massive ego right now.
Illidan specifically.
Illidan specifically, because one of the
Okay.
things about Night Elf culture is if you're born with golden eyes, you are destined for greatness. And Illidan was
Oh,
born
the
with
I.
golden eyes.
Oh, the irony
So he's
of that
essentially, and so
statement.
he was raised as the golden child, with Malfurion needing to always prove himself above his brother, to even
Oh,
have a foothold in culture.
the fucking irony. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, um, and this next part gets into the part that I actually do know a little bit about. There's a love triangle between the brothers and Tyrande.
Yep. A very weirdly one-sided love triangle.
That's weird.
Don't tell him about him stealing the love poem.
What?
There's one point where, like, when they were both vying for Tyrande's attention, Illidan steals Malfurion's love poem and tries to and completes it and then gives it to her.
Wait, hold up. No, no, hold the fuck up. Are you telling me that they did the fucking Skyrim quest where you steal the correspondence and you say it's from one person or the other? Fucking, oh Christ.
But
What?
she finds out that Malfurion wrote the first half and just assumed Illidan stole all of it.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So essentially,
All
it's
right.
just purely one-sided from Illidan's side.
Jesus. Okay. We don't call that a love triangle. We call that a felony. Anyway, all right. So we got a love triangle, and then we got a war.
Yep. So the War of the Ancients, the Night Elves trying to fight off the demons, and it doesn't go great because one thing you might not know about is the way demons work. So
Okay.
demons are
How do
from
demons
the
work?
Twisting Nether, which essentially is
Right.
space hell.
Right. That makes sense.
It's just hell that
That's
exists in somewhere in space.
right. Right.
When a demon dies, they're just sent back to the Twisting Nether and just regenerate over time. The stronger the demon, the
Okay.
longer it takes for them to come back.
Okay. So it kind of operates on 40k logic, where if you kill a demon in the prime material plane, they don't really die; they just reform in the warp.
Right. But if
Okay.
you kill them in the Twisting Nether, then they're just permadead.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. But since Xavius essentially opened a door from the Twisting Nether right to their front door, they literally just have a doorway to walk through, and there's essentially an immortal, endless army.
Oh shit. Okay.
Like, what are you going to do then?
Right. Right. Right.
So then, eventually Malfurion gets a hold of Xavius and turns him into a tree, effectively killing
Wait a minute.
Xavius.
Is he the big ass tree in Warcraft 3?
No, he's not.
Oh, okay.
The-
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Next.
The Wild Gods show up to help out, and yeah, would you be surprised that Archimonde's been on Azeroth before Warcraft 3?
You know, at this point, no.
Yeah, so he literally shows up and just starts killing off Wild Gods, literally just snapping their necks.
Cenarius must have been one of the ones to survive because he's a pain in the ass fight in fucking Warcraft 3.
He's not
And
even a
I'm
Wild God.
What?
He's a demigod. He's the
Oh,
son of one of
shit,
the Wild
you're
Gods
right.
that Archimonde kills.
You're fucking right. Fuck.
Yeah, so
I
most
forgot
of the Wild
about
Gods ended up dying in this war.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so even more help's going to be needed for this to be turned around.
Jesus.
Next
okay.
panel.
Help arrives.
Yep. The dragons come to do their job. But they themselves are not enough to actually stop the demons from as just going out one by one or one-on-one. They're still not putting a dent in the demons. So they end up at the behest of Death or the Black Leader, they ended up pooling their power into a single object to use as a weapon.
Did they just pull a Sailor Moon with our powers combined?
Yep, and the
Is
what?
that what just?
Yep, and then they gave it to Deathwing, who was their strongest member, to use it. Next panel.
Okay, okay, okay. It didn't go well.
Deathwing immediately uses it against the other dragons.
Oh,
From this
oh
moment on,
joy.
he is Deathwing. The voices
I will
corrupted
say,
him, and he is now fighting for the old gods.
I am going to say this. Deathwing, I think, is one of the coolest dragon designs. I think, honestly, and I'm going to say something as a Skyrim fan, this is kind of heretical, I think he looks cooler even than Alduin. But I think what makes both of them work, and what I think maybe Bethesda took some inspiration from, is kind of the black and red combo, right? Because for some reason with black and red, it might be because of the image of magma. You know how magma is black and red? It's this primordial thing. Because, like,
His
Deathwing, much
blood
like
is
Alduin,
magma.
yeah, and the thing about Deathwing and Alduin is that they are primordial beings. They are more ancient. They are as ancient as creation itself, and that's crazy. So, anyways, enough of my fanboying. It didn't go so well. Uh
Yeah, so Deathwing ended up using the Dragon Soul, as what it's called, on the
oh.
other
Okay.
dragons, killing 95% of the blue dragon flight as they took the brunt of it, including
Okay.
Malagos's wife.
Oh.
They never
Oh
found her
no.
body.
Oh no. How could this get any worse?
And then Illidan betrays everyone and joins the demon army.
All right, when you're editing this, I want you. This is just wishful thinking, right? But I want you to insert the God dang it, Bobby. But I want you to post Malfurion's head on Hank Hill as he says, God damn it, Bobby.
Okay. Next panel.
No, I'm kidding. You don't need to go through that effort. I'm just making a joke. Because
I've done something like that before.
that's just literally what I've seen as soon as you said that. Oh no.
Yeah, so Illidan only switched teams to essentially try to be a spy. He told no one so no one could fuck up his plan.
Yeah, yeah.
And Sargeras found promise in him, offered him a gift, and
Okay.
burnt out his eyes.
Oof.
And Illidan let him, as he actually hates his eyes.
Okay.
One of those, this is a sign of greatness, and that no one ever accepts what I can do. They want more. They always want more.
Oh, I empathize with that for real. Like, that's crazy though. So he was a spy the whole time.
Yep.
That's
No,
crazy.
well, he's being a spy for the elves.
Right. Okay.
So he betrayed them. Didn't tell his brother or anyone that he wasn't actually betraying them, and he was just trying to be a spy, so that their reaction would legitimize him betraying, so that it'd
I
be harder to
mean,
find out.
that's what you got to do when you're doing espionage, man. You got to sell it.
Yep.
Holy shit.
And he ended up
That's
finding
crazy.
and he ended up finding out more information as to what exactly was going on with this whole situation.
Jeez. Okay.
Yep. Next panel.
Oh, there we go. Shit hits the fan. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. So the demons plan on using the Well of Eternity to open a portal large enough to allow Sargeras through.
Oh god. Okay.
The dragons come back, and the old gods also send Deathwing and some of their minions to show up too.
Okay, so now we have. So here are the players. I just want to make sure I'm understanding for the audience at home, right?
Yep.
So we have, as far as the players for this war, we have the old gods, who have Deathwing.
Yep.
We have the Burning Legion, who has Archimond and Kil'jaeden,
Yep.
among others. And then we have the elves for Azeroth. right?
Correct.
So we have a three-way war going on right now.
Yeah. Two of which want
Jeez.
to, two of which want to save the planet. One that wants to destroy the planet, and one of them, the two that wants to save it, just want to save it so they could corrupt it.
Jesus. Okay.
And Illidan ends up going trying to find more information. Eventually,
Right.
next panel.
All right. Well, hang on. So we got Sargeras is almost here. All the dragons came back?
Yeah, like after Deathwing essentially did the attack, they all ran away, fearing for their own lives.
Okay. Okay. All right. And this is the dragon soul that you're talking about. It'll looks for more help. So next panel.
Yep.
What happened?
Illidan eventually snuck into the palace, killed a demon known as Azzinoth, and ended up taking his weapons for himself. The twin warglaze of Azzinoth.
Oh, that's dope. Okay.
And he also found a bunch of weird elves who just happened to be wandering around and knew exactly what was going on at all times and offered to help him at no cost of their own.
Oh, god damn it. Is that what I think it is?
What?
Is that a bunch of Warcraft players
Yes.
in the palace?
Yep.
God damn it. Time travel. I hate it.
Were you not expecting time travel when there's literally time traveling dragons?
Oh, I expected it. It's just a giant meme at this point. I'm happy with all this. Don't take my frustration as actual frustration. I'm just like, god damn it, Blizzard. Anyway, okay, found weird elves.
Yep.
Okay.
So they team up, fight Azshara. Azshara
Right.
gets bored and just leaves.
And who's Azshara again?
The Queen of the Night Elves. And she's
Okay.
like insanely strong. Like it literally got to the point where it just became a standoff of her just standing there and everyone doing everything they possibly could to try to hurt her, and she just did and said no. So she
And
just eventually got
Manaroth.
bored and left.
Yeah, Manaroth. That name sounds familiar.
Yep, the Orc campaign.
Oh shit! That big old centaur demon looking motherfucker.
Yep, the Pit Lord Manaroth.
Yeah.
He shows
okay.
up at this war and dies too. And Illidan eventually
shit.
gets a hold of the Dragon Soul and closes the portal.
What the fuck?
With his brother and everyone helping him out too. After they realize,
the
oh shit, he was
fuck?
actually being a double agent.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So Illidan gets the Dragon Soul and then he closes the portal.
Yep. Next panel.
Alright. 1 second before the portal closed.
Yep. And here's like
Okay.
the map of everything that's basically going on. And all the...
Okay.
Just take it all in.
Alright. Yeah, so I know Mount Hyjal. That's
Yep.
the mission where you, that's in Kalimdor, right?
Yep.
Okay. We got...
Oh, you're not going to need to remember any of this.
No, I just am curious about what names I know more than anything. Azul Nerub is the spider place.
Yep.
We'll get to that probably later at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see, is there anywhere else? The Well of Eternity, I think I know from the games, but I'm just not sure where I know it from. But that's...
The Well of Eternity is like the entirety of this war. It all happened right there.
Okay.
Because that's where the Scar of Azeroth is.
Right. Okay, so this is the map. I'm assuming something's going to happen as soon as I click, right?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, Jesus! That's just 5 seconds?
Yeah, it just... Everything just goes to absolute shit.
Oh, shit! Okay,
And Illidan
so we
was
got
essentially at ground zero here.
Oh, fuck. Hold on. So is this map 1-to-1 as far as the... So this is the before, right?
Yep.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
That's how much magic was being pumped into this portal, and what happened when it closed.
Holy crap. Okay. So this map I'm far more familiar with. We got Northrend, we still got Azul Nerub, we've
Yep.
got Mount Hyjal in Kalimdor, Lordaeron, I'm assuming is here? Or no, that's not Lordaeron.
Eastern Kingdoms. That's just what it got
Eastern.
known as.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, Lordaeron is in like the northern section of the Eastern Kingdoms.
Okay, so this is it. It's just not. Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
because there's also
Uh,
Stormwind South.
okay. All right, I just want to take a shout out to take a moment to say Pandera, like they are fucking boss. I'm just gonna say that. That fucking cutscene with Miss Pandera was dope.
Which one?
The one where it's the orc and the human fighting against that one monk dude.
Okay.
I think it was it was either the main one that they really advertised or
Yeah,
it
the
was the
trailer.
announcement one, I think.
It's the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
announcement one.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so this is 5 seconds.
Yep.
All right, the aftermath.
Yep. The Sundering, what it basically became. Eldon tried to recreate the Well of Eternity as he actually saved some of the water from it. And everyone stops him,
Okay.
and that's what causes him to be caged up.
That's why he's imprisoned in the vaults by the warden who's chasing him and shit. Okay, 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 okay.
Yep. And then Malfurion just goes to sleep.
Right, because that's a thing that druids do apparently, or
Yeah,
that he
because
does.
yeah, essentially druids end up becoming in tune with the Emerald Dream and help out the Queen
Right.
Dragonflight, so they have a very friendly relationship.
Also, to be fair, if I turned a motherfucking demon troll into a tree, I'd be a little sleepy as well, I imagine. Just
Yeah.
saying. The weird elves disappeared. God damn it, Blizzard. Um, but what happened to I'm gonna mispronounce this name again.
Azshara.
Uh, Azshara. Okay, I gotta remember that S is silent. Okay, but what happened to Azshara? Looks at the camera.
And also the water that Eldon had ended up being used to create the World Tree. And the dragons also used their
Okay,
energy onto the World Tree, which granted the elves their immortality.
gotcha. Okay,
And next,
okay.
and now we got a video.
Oh,
So, what'd you think?
holy shit! I had completely forgotten about them.
The Naga?
Yes.
And now you know who they fight for.
Oh shit. Oh. Another elder god enters the fray. What the fuck?
Yep. Because that was Enzoth.
That's fucking crazy.
Yep.
Oh wait, hang on. How do I?
But the ball's
Oh,
on Azshara to actually be able to talk him down.
Jesus. Like, how do you look at an elder god and say, "I am not a slave. I am a queen"? What the fuck?
Yeah. Oh yeah, and look at what Sargeras is at again.
Sargeras' life again. He needs help. A lot of help is needed. Lost in space.
Yep. Because, believe it or not, he still has no idea where Azeroth is because portals don't tell you where they are in the universe.
You'd think he'd be able to. You think he'd be able to focus in on it, but apparently GPS wasn't invented
Yep.
yet. Fuck it.
Right, and now, next panel.
And we're back to Draenor.
Yep. So eventually the cat and mouse game landed into Draenor, which is now populated by orcs, ogres, and others alike.
Okay.
The orcs didn't actually have a name for the planet, and the Draenei named Draenor after itself, after themselves.
Right.
And orcs just ended up adopting the name.
Okay.
So the Draenei made Shatarath City and started to trade with the orcs. And the
Right. Okay.
And essentially, because of the whole War of the Ancients going on, taking up the main attention of all the demons, they didn't actually figure out where they landed and lost their trail.
Oh shit. Okay.
So it actually goes cold for a good while.
Okay. Cool.
And also, there's also one more side note I need to mention for the War of the Ancients.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was another set of time travelers that showed up in the War of the Ancients.
God damn it, of
These two show
course.
up in the. This one's from the books, and people
Okay,
will get
okay,
mad if
okay.
I don't mention this one because this is actually a pretty major
Right,
event.
right. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, I get you.
So
Do you happen to have the name of the book by chance, or no?
it's straight up the War of the Ancients,
Okay, cool.
and it's actually a trilogy of novels.
Okay, cool. All
So,
right,
so
all
yeah,
right.
so two time travelers go back in time. The Archmage Ronan, who
Right.
who has close ties with Jaina, and Broxigar, an orc warrior.
Okay.
And during one of the big standoff fights where they needed to delay demons coming out of the portal, Broxigar ended up going all in and just fought his way to the portal. Demons kept coming through, so in order to slow them down further, he actually goes into the portal to the Burning Legion homeworld.
Okay. Crazy.
He ended up racking up so many kills that their dead bodies actually blocked the portal.
That's crazy.
And it got to the point where intervention was needed to stop Broxigar. Sargeras
That's
himself
insane.
shows up.
God dang.
And Broxigar, with his druidic enchanted axe, ended up hitting Sargeras and wounding him,
Okay.
angering him enough for Sargeras to just impale him on his sword. And with how big Sargeras is, you can probably guess about the sword size.
Yeah. That that would hurt.
Yeah.
That would hurt a lot. All right, next slide.
Yep. Next. We get another video.
Oh, goody. I know this name.
Yep. Now you get to see
All
his
right.
origin.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay. Very interesting. So Sargeras found Gul'dan.
Yep.
Damn. Okay. Holy sh.
Yeah. So now we have the next panel, where now stuff's starting to go down on Drain War.
And this next name, that I'm highlighting with my mouse, I do know. But let's read through all this first, and I'll get to what I know. Well, we might even get to the stuff that I know in the next couple of slides here, because we're mentioning him already.
Yep.
So,
So one of the Naru that came with the Draenei, when the ship crashed, some of the Narus got separated. One landed underground and became known as the Dark Star.
right,
Essentially, an entity of pure darkness, of shadow,
right,
of the void. And the Shadow Clan ended up finding it and seek its dark power.
right.
But due to how overwhelming the power itself was, the leader of the Shadow Clans ended up banning it and hiding it away.
Okay,
Close to 200 years later, from the crash, Ner'zhul is the chieftain of the Shadow Clan.
okay.
Kil'jaeden disguised himself as Ner'zhul's dead wife.
Oh, oh joy.
Yep, essentially because Ner'zhul's a shaman.
Right. Okay.
So orc shaman, Kil'jaeden shows up as his dead wife in like a ghost form, and convinces him to learn about the Fel, the Legion, and the Draenei are actually bad people.
Oof.
Because they end
Okay.
up showing up just to find a new force to use against Azeroth.
Right. Okay.
And the Draenei just happen to be there. Coincidence.
Oof.
So essentially, Ner'zhul does everything they needed. Gul'dan, being as power hungry as he is, usurps Ner'zhul and becomes the leader working directly under the Legion.
Okay. But this Ner'zhul is the Ner'zhul that I'm thinking of, right?
Yes, the Helm of Domination.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Uh,
The Lich King's an orc.
yeah. No, that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize is that, and I actually remember reading this from the user manual of Warcraft, that Ner'zhul essentially is what started the I don't know what they would technically be called because they work under the Legion, but the undead work under Ner'zhul, and there's a whole story about how that happens and a bunch of safeguards that are in place and stuff, which I'm sure we'll probably get to. But
Yeah.
that's crazy. So Gul'dan and Ner'zhul both end up serving the Legion, right?
Yep.
That's nuts. Okay.
All right, and now we got the Blood Pack.
Yes, this I remember. So Mannoroth corrupted the orcs, and basically infused them with demon energy, and they went on a pillaging rampage. And I believe that's the events of. Is that event the events of one of the games or no?
We're not even close to the game yet.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
But yeah, so Manoroth's blood is used to make the pact. And,
Right. Right.
and Grom is the first one to drink.
Grom Hellscream, who
Correct.
is the brother of I'm blanking on the name. I should know the name, but I'm blanking on it. Um, fucking Thrall,
No.
right?
Thrall's
No.
not even born yet.
How old is Grom Hellscream?
He's actually pretty dang old.
Because, like, he looked kind of young in Warcraft 3. I mean, granted, you couldn't really do much with the graphics at the time, but,
Yeah.
like, fuck.
Like, we're getting
Is he,
into a
like...
lot of things that are, like, randomly retconned, so things that do get inconsistent.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. So, Jesus, so 90% of them were either killed or captured?
Yes.
Holy crap. And naturally, demon magics are used to on the corpse. Jesus Christ. Okay. So, for those watching, what basically happens?
Yeah, so essentially, through the blood corruption, the demons control the orcs that drank the blood, and essentially cause them to go on a rampage, killing the Draenei to use as a scapegoat for bad things happening.
Right.
And it goes so wrong that the planet of Draenor essentially starts dying itself from all the fel magic, becoming a barren wasteland.
Right. Okay.
And
That's
and because of that,
crazy.
they start constructing a portal for for their own salvation.
Okay.
Next panel.
Meanwhile, over a thousand years ago on Azeroth.
Yep. Here and there, demons are discovered. We end up needing to find out what's going on. The average person's not able to take care of anything. So,
Right.
so humans ended up learning from the elves magic, because a bunch of the elves ended up being exiled from Kalimdor for still wanting to use
Right.
magic.
Right. Okay.
And magic essentially is a big no-no because magic is what caused the War of the Ancients.
Right. Okay.
So the elves that left essentially become the High Elves, and later the Blood
Okay.
Elves.
Okay.
Eventually, the whole Burning Legion thing's discovered by humans, which that humans themselves are just a whole story in itself.
Right.
And they ended up creating the Guardian, where they pool essentially several of the strongest mages' magics into a single person to essentially make a super mage. And the Guardian's
Right.
job is to essentially protect Azeroth from the Burning Legion.
Right.
And eventually, as the time goes, Guardians just become like some political tool or whatever to the people who are trying to manage the Guardian.
Right.
Eventually, Aegwynn ends up running away and creating her own home somewhere while still protecting Azeroth.
Okay.
So Aegwynn is our current Guardian for the story.
Right. Okay.
Next panel. This is just something
Cosmic
that just
beasts.
happens that becomes relevant later.
Okay.
Some blue dragons summoned a cosmic being of energy named Aluneth. The blue dragons were unable to tame and control it, so it runs away. Aegwynn happens upon it, thought, that thing being a good weapon, and just puts it in a staff.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, that's how powerful the Guardian is.
Jesus. Okay.
The weapon does come back later.
Right.
Alright, next panel.
Demon hunting.
She ends up. So some demons that are still around from the War of the Ancients are
Right,
building
right.
an avatar to where they could essentially transfer Sargeras' soul into,
Okay.
and they did. So Sargeras is on Azeroth now, but not in his own body.
Okay. Man,
So
that guy just cannot catch a break.
yeah. So with the help of the Dragonflights, Aegwynn is able to stop the avatar of Sargeras and essentially deactivate it. They build a
Right.
tomb to basically safeguard it and lock it away from everything else so nothing can come in and out.
Right, right, right.
Just named
Okay.
Tomb of Sargeras later.
Okay.
Sargeras actually wanted that to happen.
Oh.
Because when the avatar was turned off, his soul got shot out and had to go somewhere.
Oh no. I
So
don't
he
like
goes into
this.
Aegwynn.
Oh no, I don't like this at all.
Yep. Next panel.
Oh lord.
Aegwynn has a son.
Oh. I know him.
Yep. And Aegwynn plans to
Oh.
retire and make Medivh the new guardian.
Oh shit.
Sargeras' soul is in Medivh.
Oh no. Okay. So this is where Medivh comes in.
Yep.
Oh, and he's just from what I'm reading here, he just has a shit 14th birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, upon his father checking on him, the magic unlocked and exploded out of him, killing with father unknown amounts of royal clerics and leaving him nearly dead and left in a coma for 10 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for those 10
All
years,
the
he is just haunted by nightmares that Sargeras is giving him.
Ugh. What an
And,
asshole.
yeah, and Aegwynn basically just ghosts out during this whole time, either. She's nowhere to be seen.
She's like, fuck this shit, I'm out.
Like, she was gone essentially his whole life, not even in his childhood.
That sucks.
Well, she's still being hunted, and everyone believes she's still the Guardian. So, like, the people who wanted to use her
Jesus.
as a political tool are still out to look for her.
Okay, well, there is that, I suppose, that he's left alone. Okay.
Yeah. And he's basically
Holy
kept in
shit.
Stormwind.
Jesus. Okay. Is this fucking Hearthstone?
Yes. Yes, it is.
God. So wait, Hearthstone is canon?
No, it just has a
What?
lot of... Kind of. Like, not all of it. Some of it. Some of the characters from Hearthstone did become canon in Warcraft.
I need a minute. God damn it, Blizzard. God damn it.
But yeah, essentially, Medivh ends up inheriting Karazhan, the Tower of the Guardian.
Sorcerer. Or yeah, the Guardian. Okay.
And essentially being a 14-year-old in a 24-year-old body, not knowing what to do, the weight of the world on his hands, not haunting nightmares and voices, telling him to do horrendous things, and he's just
Right.
trying to cope the only way he knows how.
Right. Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
So now he hears voices.
Yep.
So he learns of Draenor, and he becomes contacted by Gul'dan. Okay. And Gul'dan, and this is still them working under the Burning Legion. Now, with the Burning Legion, is Gul'dan working under a particular, like, head person in the Burning Legion, like Archimonde or Kil'jaeden, or is that still stuff that's yet to come later?
It's stuff that never gets clarified. He's just working for the
Okay.
Burning Legion, and
Okay.
he plans on essentially taking as much power as he can, and if possible, taking the Burning Legion itself for himself.
Oh.
He is a greedy
Well, that's
man.
ambitious. That's ambitious.
Yep.
Stupid, but ambitious.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So both
Oh,
of them
jeez.
build Dark Portal on their respective sides.
Right. And this is the dark portal that we mentioned on those other slides previously,
Yeah.
with the dead bodies. Okay.
Correct.
Oh, and that's why they were captured, so they could be sacrificed on the others. Oh
Yeah,
shit.
think about an entire nation's worth of people being sacrificed to open a portal.
Oh, that's insanely powerful.
And Medivh just does it casually on his own side.
What the fuck?
Oh yeah, and also the weird elves show up and protect
God
Medivh from
damn it!
dragons while he's opening the portal.
I'm not mad at you. I'm just disappointed in Blizzard.
No, this is actually something you can actively still do in World of Warcraft.
Ah, that's crazy to me. That's fucking crazy to me.
People hate doing it because it's a time. It's essentially an auto scroller level where you just have to wait out a timer.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah.
So not only is it really fucking stupid, but it's really fucking stupid.
But yeah,
God
it's a
damn
bunch of
it.
weird dragons that just have not been mentioned yet, and just show up, try to kill Medivh, and the weird elves just take care of them.
I love how they're just referenced as weird elves. I love it.
Yeah,
Alright, so the Horde comes through and storms Azeroth in their blood rage.
yeah.
Alright.
All right, and now we go to the next panel.
God damn it.
So Medivh celebrates holding another party. His mom shows up too. He actually. So this is only going to end well, right?
Right? I'm just reading through this, but please continue the narration. I'm curious.
Yeah, so his mom shows up and realizes there's something weird, some weird energy coming from him. And she finds out Sargeras is inside Medivh. And Medivh essentially learns from her about that as well. And they end up having to fight to the death. Because she needs to stop Sargeras. Medivh doesn't want to die.
I mean, valid.
The fight goes horribly awry, and everyone fucking dies at the party. All the nobles, everyone. Because Medivh's parties became legendary for nobles to show up and have a good time.
Yeah.
So think about 80%, if not all, of the upper class echelon nobles of every nation just dying or disappearing at any given moment.
Jesus.
And
Because
on top
that
of
won't cause
there's
any
a
political
rampaging war
instability.
coming your way too.
Jesus. Speaking of which, Warcraft! I know nothing about this game because I never played it, but I do know a little about this game.
Well, you'll get a lot out of this story.
Shit.
Next panel.
Orcs win.
Yeah, there's literally no story to the game. It's just...
Right.
So, the actual details that happen outside of the war that the game doesn't touch on because it gets filled in later.
Right. Okay.
So, Khadgar meets Garona Half-Orcan, who is an Orc Draenei half-breed.
Oh.
That Gul'dan specifically made the creation of and forced aged her up to make her as essentially an assassin.
Oh. Okay.
Yep. Blackhand essentially is used as a puppet leader of the Horde, so all the orcs in its entirety. Thrall's born. Thrall's tribe did not drink the blood and are the only ones who remain pure, but Thrall still is born green from the fell corruption, as orcs are naturally a reddish orange brown.
Right. Okay.
And essentially, parents are murdered at the order of Gul'dan. The baby survives through a series of happenings, but essentially left for dead because what's the baby going to do? Walk and crawl and lead a rebellion?
Right.
Khadgar, who is actually Medivh's apprentice, ends up meeting Garona and discover Medivh was the one who created the Dark Portal, as that was done in secret. So both of them go to stop Khadgar, or Medivh, because Medivh's clearly off his rocker. Shit's just going down. And in their fighting, Medivh causes Khadgar to rapidly age into an old man. We're talking about like a 50-year gap of aging in a matter of seconds.
Jesus. Okay.
And Khadgar was like 16, as like a general reference.
Oh. Okay.
But eventually they kill Medivh.
Right.
Upon arriving at Stormwind in order to relay the news of what's going on so that they could form a counteroffensive against the orcs, Grona is controlled by Gul'dan and murders the King of Stormwind in cold blood.
Oh no. Okay.
Orgrim Doomhammer ends up challenging Blackhand and Mak'gara for the leadership of the Horde and ends up winning.
Oh shit. Okay.
Which it should be noted that Mak'gara's like an honor duel to the death.
Right. Okay.
Very, very strict rules.
Right. Okay.
But has to be public. One weapon each, no armor. At most, one enchantment from a trusted person.
Right. Okay.
Yep. And now Warcraft 2, Tides of Darkness.
Woohoo!
Now we actually get a story.
We get an actual story this time.
Yep.
Orcs
it's very
trap
bulletin point
dwarves.
because it's still a very bare bones story.
Right.
So orcs end up trapping the dwarves and gnomes in Ironforge and Nomergon.
Nomergon. Okay.
Which is why they don't show up in the first two games as the lore reason.
Right. Okay.
Gul'dan creates the first Death Knights.
He what, mate?
Yeah, so in order to get a further upper hand against the humans, Gul'dan discovered that through the Fel, he's able to control the souls of the dead.
Right.
So he takes orc souls of the recently dead and put them in human bodies, bringing them back to life and creating Death Knights.
Oh shit. Okay.
This method is essentially considered only the first generation of Death Knights, as they change later.
Right. Okay.
But they are far stronger than your typical Death Knight.
Right. Okay.
The alliance from the multiple human kingdoms are created.
Right.
Garona escapes the Horde because Gul'dan's busy doing his own shit.
Right.
High Elves join the alliance.
Right.
Because they realize, if we let the humans die, we're next.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
High
That
Elves
makes
are
sense.
very racist.
Yeah, that tracks.
Gul'dan, seeing the chaos, everything going not his way, decides, fuck this, I'm out, I'm going to find more power elsewhere, and leaves.
Right. Okay.
Eventually, Ogrim gets captured, and Khadgar starts closing the Dark Portal.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Yep. Azshara actually gets captured by the Horde, as they somehow found the Dragon Soul, as no one found it after the Sundering, since it just got flung somewhere, and were able to use it to control her.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh, there's actually a different change to this too I need to mention.
Okay.
So Ronan, who's the Archmage that I mentioned that went back in time, which happens later,
Right.
is the one that finds the Dragon Soul, destroys it to free Alexstrasza,
Right.
thanks to the help of some weird elves that just happen to show up.
God damn it! Oh, Windrunner. I know that last name.
Yep.
That's Sylvanas' folk.
Yep, that's her
Sylvanas'
sister.
last name. Oh. Well, okay then.
Yeah, we got 3 Windrunners.
Shit. Huh. That family reunion must be hella awkward.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
The last family reunion was actually a book, and that was not cool.
All right.
Next panel.
Next. Okay.
So Ner'zhul becomes leader of the Horde again, and regroups on Draenor.
Okay, no, I do actually remember some of this from the games, because Gul'dan finds the Tomb of Sargeras, because it's that temple that sinks into the sea.
Yes.
I want to say it was it that we find that out in Frozen Throne, I think?
I believe
in the
so,
Elven campaign?
because that was done
Yeah.
because they showed that in the flashback.
Yeah.
But yeah, so demons ended up taking the tomb as their home and just tear him to bits, leaving his skull behind.
Right, right.
Which Ner'zhul somehow gets his hands on Gul'dan's skull and uses it to reopen the portal.
Well, goddamn.
Yep. The Alliance built Netherguard Keep to essentially keep watch over the portal, so a fortress out basically on the other side.
Right, right, right.
Aldius Blackmore is named Lord of Durnhold. He becomes important later.
Okay.
Terran Gorfiend, who is one of the first Death Knights, is tasked by Ner'zhul to find powerful artifacts. As he and the Death Knights go, finds the Scepter of Sargeras, the Eye of Dalaran, and the Book of Medivh.
I think two of those sound familiar to me. I could be wrong. I don't know.
I mean, Dalaran will sound familiar because that city was in Warcraft 3.
Okay.
I mean, they're all named after something, so wouldn't
Right.
And Deathwing takes an advantage to run away to Draenor.
Oh, goody!
Because he's being hunted down by the dragon still and is running out of hiding places.
Oof.
Yep, next page. The War on Draenor.
Okay.
So Ner'zhul and Deathwing make a deal to bring Black Dragon Flight and their eggs to Draenor for protection from the Alliance in trade of their assistance. A task force named the Sons of Lothar, led by Khadgar, Turalyon, and Illyria Windrunner.
That's another sister.
Yep, it's Turalyon and Aurelia are married as well.
Okay.
Yeah, the Windrunners have a thing for humans.
I get it.
Gruul happens.
Gruul.
That's its own little short story there.
Oh, okay.
So essentially, there's a race called Grons, which are basically these big-ass giants.
Right.
And their home is Blade Edge Mountain, which is basically a bunch of mountains that are just randomly sticking out of the ground like spears.
Right.
So Deathwing ends up trying to make that his home.
Right.
And here comes Gruul showing up. Literally beats the crap out of Deathwing.
Jesus.
Because he kind of jumps Deathwing by surprise and he wasn't expecting anything to actually fight him.
Right.
So Deathwing falls back, sends other dragons to take care of him, while Gruul literally jumps up, will grab them out of there, and just impale them on the mountains, killing them. Causing Deathwing to run away.
Jesus. Okay.
So only some dragons remained on Draenor, as others ran for their lives. It was just a panic, and Deathwing's whole plan just goes to shit.
Right. Okay.
And seeing everything going to shit, Ner'zhul used the 3 artifacts to create portals to escape.
Right. Because that's a common thing with Ner'zhul, is he's very crafty and slippery.
Yep.
As far as that goes. Whereas Gul'dan was very power hungry. Ner'zhul just kind of wants to survive.
Yep. Ner'zhul ends up getting away.
Okay.
And Khadgar gets the artifacts, gives them to someone, and sends them back to Azeroth. And ends up closing all the portals, with the Dark Portal being the last one, as making everything unstable.
Right.
Next panel.
Oh! Well then.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's what happens to Draenor.
Oof. Le big oof.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So, following panel. So the Dark Portal is closed. Most of the fleeing orcs... Well, most fleeing orcs of the end of the... Okay, I really messed up the wording there. So basically, the orcs that are on Azeroth get sent to internment camps.
Right. Yeah. Okay, and this I know. So they're sent to internment camps because Thrall actually makes... because in the manual, it makes mention that Thrall was raised by a human in like a gladiatorial setting, I think.
Vaguely? That's where it comes in at Durnhold.
Okay, cool. But the last part I know, I'll get to that later when you're done reading the rest of this, because this last part I actually know.
Yeah, so the Sons of Lothar were on Draenor after the portal closed, so all of them were lost.
Right.
There's not much else to say there.
Yeah, no. So now what happens is Ner'zhul done fucked up, and Kil'jaeden is like, alright, I'm done with you fucking around. So to prevent what happened with Gul'dan, he basically tears his soul out of the body. He imprisons it in what would eventually be the armor of the Lich King, and he basically hurls him down into Northrend, where the impact creates the Frozen Throne, right?
Yes.
So, from there, he starts to realize that even though he can't move, he can reach out and slowly control corpses and shit. And it's kind of terrifying
Yeah.
from what I remember reading.
Oh yeah. Because yeah, the portal he actually went through ended up sending him straight to Kill Jaden. It's not like Kill Jaden came out and found
Yeah.
him. He just jumped through the portal and there's Kitchen like, the fuck are you doing here?
And he just picks him up, tears him out of his body, and just tosses him back onto Azeroth,
Yeah.
essentially. That's the very dumbed down version, if I remember correctly.
Pretty
that he
much.
got hurled into Azeroth. And I'm assuming we'll get to kind of the machinations of some of his other minions later. But the thing to remember here, people, is that Ner'zhul is psychic? Question mark. And
The torture of the armor thing kind of turned him more like that.
yeah, and basically he can kind of reach out, and this will probably become relevant later in the later half of the slideshow. But just keep in mind that he can control the undead and he can reach out to people.
Yep.
I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, because yes, he does. So next panel, the story of Thrall.
Yeah.
Baby Thrall was actually found by Aldeus Blackmore,
Noise.
which he was raised as like a warrior slave in the gladiatory, letting him learn his natural orc savagery, but with human cunning. Eventually, he ended up befriending a human girl named Taritha Foxton. Arthas ended up visiting the tournament camp and saw Thrall fight as a gladiator.
Noise.
Blackmore tried to force Taritha onto Arthas to gain favor through sexual acts. But Arthas didn't because he respects women.
Fucking Chad.
Yep.
Remember that, guys. Fucking Chad right there.
Yep. Eventually, with the help of Taritha, Thrall does end up escaping.
I swear to God, don't you say it.
And
Don't
those
you
weird
fucking
elves
say it.
assisted.
God damn it! Yes, I am going to proceed to say God damn it every time that's fucking mentioned because this is an amazing plot line, but it's fucking cringe, and I will react as such,
Because
despite loving it.
Well, the reasoning for the weird elves comes prevalent later.
Yeah, no, I understand. I vaguely think I know where this comes from. It's just funny to me, so of course I'm going to react to it until we learn more later.
Yeah, plus I thought it would be funnier if I, rather than putting it all where it actually happens to the player's perspective,
Right.
just putting it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. We're gonna explain why, folks. So don't you worry.
Yep.
But now he meets someone.
Yep. Drekthar, who teaches him of his true heritage.
Okay.
So next
Cool.
panel, Thrall's story continues. So a stranger then shows up and provokes Thrall to a duel, and duel ends up winning, or Thrall ends up winning. As the stranger
Right.
turned out to be Doomhammer.
No shit.
Yep. And then seeing that Thrall is actually pure of the Fel and of his very strange upbringings and actually being personal friends with his parents, gives him the Doomhammer and makes him the new leader of the Horde.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they end up going to attack internment camps in order to free them. And essentially start regathering the Horde.
Right.
In one attack, Ogrim ends up dying.
Oh. Well,
and then he
damn.
eventually returns to the Durnhold internment camp where he escaped from.
Okay.
To confront his parental figure, quotation marks.
Right.
You ready for the next panel?
Oh. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
So what
that
happens?
First line says it all.
Oh. Oh no.
Yeah. Taritha was decapitated the night before their arrival, and he threw her head at him as a declaration against them. The full might of the Horde caved in onto Durnhold Keep, unlike all other internment camps.
Yup.
Thrall made sure he got to deal with Blackmoor personally.
Ooh.
And even after everything was burnt down, using the elements from his training in shamanism to just further destroy, removing its existence from the planet.
Ooh. That's
That's
crazy.
Yeah.
Fuck,
Which ended
dude.
up being Thrall's lesson of actions have consequences.
Yep. Because I'm assuming next slide.
Yep, next slide.
Yep.
Ageman brings Medivh back to life.
Because of course.
Yep, Kel'Thuzad starts the Cult of the Damned after somehow talking to Ner'zhul.
Yes. So remember, kids, when we mentioned that Ner'zhul is kind of psychic. So this actually it actually goes into more detail in the user manual. I don't know if you mind me taking over for a
Go
little
right
bit.
ahead.
But basically, there was a lot of stuff that was happening behind the scenes. In addition to controlling the undead, he actually. Do you mention the War of the Spider and stuff later in the slide, or can I go into
You
detail
can
on
go
that
into
now?
that. I don't think I covered that.
Okay. So one of the big things that Ner'zhul does is he starts to obviously gain more minions. So what he starts to do in Northrend is he actually wages war against Azul Nerub, which is a kingdom of spider people. Um, the spider people were like, okay, there's this weird thing happening with evil magic and stuff. We're gonna stomp that out. And basically, a war of attrition happens as Ner'zhul basically kills them off, brings them back to life, kills them off, brings them back to life, and eventually he starts corrupting their leadership, specifically creating something called Crypt Lords, which, for those who know, are basically giant mummy bug people, essentially.
Yeah.
And slowly but surely, he basically decimates all of Northrend. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, he starts sending out sort of the best way I can describe it is psychic feelers to various individuals of arcane power. And one of them is Kel'Thuzad. I don't remember what his personal history is like Kel'Thuzad. I think he's a very powerful mage, or he comes from a noble family or something like that. Do you have a little more insight on that?
All I remember is that he actually was like an upper echelon mage from Dalaran until his practices in necromancy got found out and he got exiled.
Right. Yeah, so for context on that, Ner'zhul slowly started creeping into the minds of various mages and individuals, and this is where Kel'Thuzad starts the Cult of the Damned. And what's interesting is that they start to engineer this plague that attacks the northern lands onward. But we really don't get into that until a little bit later. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. He also starts to do something because did you know, Zealot, that dragons have burial mounds? Guess where Northrend was?
Yeah, we go there. Galakrond's body's there.
Yeah, and the Lich King was like, or Ner'zhul was like, "That's a nice dragon body you got there. Be a shame if it came back to life."
He never actually brings Galakrond back to life because the body was too big to be brought back to life.
Right. I think him specifically, but I know he brings back at least one or two named
There is one
dragons.
very notable one that ends up becoming a major plot point.
Yes, which we will probably go into later. But
Yeah.
point is, by now, he not only has an undead army building, he has spider people, and he has undead dragons, as well as the Cult of the Damned doing his bidding in the world of the living. Shit's not going to go well here in a bit.
It should be noted that the spider people are actually one of the old god races.
Yeah, and that's something... Oh, no shit, really?
Yep, because each old god actually had their own race that they created, and those ones were the ones that Yogg-Saron created.
No kidding.
But because he was in prison, they just kind of did their own thing, waiting for him to break out on his own.
Okay. That's crazy. And what's interesting is that, if I remember correctly, there are various remnants of the spider people still alive today, but there aren't very many. Am I
Yeah,
right in that assessment? Okay.
correct. Because it's actually
All right.
really hard to get rid of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you'd have
All
to
right.
essentially glass the planet to efficiently do it.
Yeah, yeah. So anyways, that's all I wanted to mention for the Cult of the Dam because it is again not only one of my favorite campaigns in the game, but it's one of the bits of story that actually really fascinated me the most. And it's honestly his story, Kel'Thuzad's story, that got me into Warcraft lore specifically.
Yeah.
Um, in addition to the things that happened with Mr. Arthas, but we'll get to that in a bit.
Yep.
Um, if you could continue reading the rest of the slide, please.
All right. So Nomergon is attacked by Trogs, which are a race of cave, of underground mole people type things, caveman. I don't even know how to properly explain it, but they end up showing up in Nomergon and ends up keeping Nomergon busy for years because Nomergon's actually an underground city.
Oh, goody.
Yep. Gilneas is attacked by undead from the Cult of the Damned, and they end up receding from the Alliance and building a big ass wall. So, which didn't work in stopping the undead fully. So they decided to release a curse. The curse
I
goes badly.
vaguely rem- I vaguely remember this in the manual. And yeah, that just was a shit show.
Oh, the
Uh,
curse is a whole fucking shit show.
all right.
Next panel.
Yay! Now I'll be able to contribute some.
Yep. Following
What you
panel.
did? God damn it! No, no, no! That first line. No, no. Fuck you, Blizzard. No. God damn it.
Yeah, this is actually the one retcon everyone hates.
No,
But,
no, no. Fuck. Are we gonna go over that later, or do I have to talk about it now?
like, I can just outright tell you the reason now, but it is noted later. But it's like several expansions down the line. So if it's gonna eat you up, I can just tell you like the reasoning of this whole situation with the weird elves.
Damn it. I hate it.
Okay, so you ready for the explanation?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's acting so with the time dragons being essentially immortal, eventually they start seeing remnants of possible futures that are like unmanageably terrible futures and branch off to
Right.
become the infinite dragonflights. With the whole goal is to
Okay.
essentially make a better future at any cost. Including fucking up the past. So,
Damn it.
so they go to like key points in history to try to fuck it up and alter history. And
All I
for,
ask for the slideshow is remind me to go over this particular event if you didn't go over it from the original game, because it's such a crucial thing, and I'm I've not been mad about Blizzard with the time travel until now, because
it,
that is such a crucial point.
but yeah, so essentially the dragons show up in order to kill Arthas to prevent him from doing the culling of Strathholm,
God
and it's the
damn
player's
it.
job to protect him from the dragons. But the Warcraft version is actually changed as well, where the city's already completely ravaged with undead, and you're not killing innocent civilians who are yet to turn.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's actually they actually did that in Warcraft, where you actually go back in time, help Arthas with the culling of Stratholme from the very beginning, and the city's already in ruins, swimming with the undead with no humans left alive.
God damn it.
Which only makes the whole situation even weirder with everyone being like, no, we can save them.
No, please remind me to go over why this is stupid later in the slideshow. I have
Yeah.
a whole rant that I need to give for this. Anyways, the Weird Elves do shit. They're at the battle for Mount Hyjal because why the fuck not at this point, right?
Yeah, because the dragons actually didn't show up there. We found out that there were plans for that, so we went back to stop them, but then they just didn't. So it ended up being filler content in World of Warcraft.
Ugh, of course. All right. Next. Okay. So, hang on, let me. Okay, no. So, I'm going to go over why this is such a shit thing. Do you mind me going on a bit of a tangent here?
Go for it.
So, for those who don't know, basically the story of Warcraft 3 is basically the progression of Arthas becoming the Lich King or becoming a Death Knight. So I might have spoiled a little bit, but it's fine. It's been out for God knows how long.
Yeah.
So basically, the campaign focuses on Arthas and him trying to combat this plague that we mentioned earlier, which now that you mention it might have been a result of the mixing of the necromantic magics and the curse that went bad.
No,
Um,
it is not.
and
Has nothing to do with the curse. That will be brought up
Okay, okay,
later.
okay, 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 okay. So basically, Arthas, with the help of Jaina Proudmoore, who is his love interest, discover that the Cult of the Damned are the people responsible for this plague that is sweeping the nation of Lordaeron, right? And he goes through this really dark change. He witnesses firsthand the carnage that this plague can do, and they end up intercepting grain shipments that are infected, right? So eventually, one of the big things that happens is what's called the culling of Strathholm. So essentially, what happens is he arrives upon the city of Strathholm, and he is with his mentor,
Uther
Uther.
Lightbringer.
Yeah, Uther Lightbringer, who is the one teaching Arthas how to being a paladin. And Arthas realizes that this plagued grain is now in the city of Stratholme, and it's only a matter of time before the city is overwhelmed with undead, right? So Arthas makes a very, very grim decision to purge the city. He tasks his men with killing innocent civilians so that they may not turn. Uther naturally is like, whoa, that's a bit extreme. And Arthas actually banishes him for this. He says, if you don't have the balls to do it, leave, never come back, and I will do it myself. And the reason why them retconning it this way makes me so fucking upset is because it is the first domino that we see of Arthas becoming a Death Knight, pushing himself to the brink, trying so desperately to save his homeland that he ends up dooming it. And it pisses me off that they retconned it that way because it's such a good character moment. Good in the sense that it's well written, it's engaging, and you see how the hero becomes the villain, right?
Yeah, because
And
when you actually do the culling of Stratholme in World of Warcraft by going back in time, you actually see that dialogue happen firsthand still.
yes. And for those who are watching this after the fact, if you haven't already played Warcraft 3, I highly recommend you either watch a playthrough of it and watch this mission, and just watch the entire first and second campaign if you are interested about the story of Arthas, because those two campaigns center on him heavily, if I remember correctly. I don't think the other two have anything to do with him, right?
Right.
Until like the very, very end.
Yeah, the Frozen
Um,
Thrones when it picks back up on them.
Yeah, and I'm not even gonna get. I'm not even gonna start about why the weird elf showing at Mount Hyjal is making me mad. So we're gonna move on. Frozen Throne.
Almost nothing changes.
Yeah, pretty much. So long story short, uh, Elven Warden lady chases after Illidan, who's released. That was kind of a whole thing we glossed over, but you know what? Whatever. We'll get to it later. I'm assuming. Um, And the thing here that's really crucial is Arthas journeying to Northrend, where he gets the help of the Crypt Lord, Anubarak.
Yep.
I'm saying that name right? Yeah? Okay. Um, and basically, this is where we see Arthas from becoming a villain into the villain, where at the end of the campaign, he defeats Illidan temporarily, and he ascends the staircase up to the frozen throne, the voices of all the people he has doomed and killed haunting his mind. And then finally he dons the crown, and Arthas becomes the Lich King.
Yeah, and he also becomes a shaman for some reason, as he mentions in Warcraft at some point. He grew up as a shaman.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
weird head jumble in there that they remain very inconsistent about. Because in one book they mentioned that He actually kills Ner'zhul in the helmet, thus releasing his soul and being the only dominant factor. But yet there's
Right.
several quests saying otherwise.
Yeah.
And there's also
It's
the one point where he just rips his own heart out so he no longer has emotions.
right. Right.
And his
It's weird.
and his heart has a mind of its own and becomes like a little baby Arthas that helps players out as a ghost.
Jesus.
And then
We're
there's the whole
probably going to
story
go over.
with Kalthas Sunstrider.
Yeah, we're probably going to be going over that later, but Jesus.
Oh yeah, and just as another note.
Yeah.
So Kalthas Sunstrider really hates Arthas with a burning passion. Because Arthas cucked him.
Oh.
Because Kalthas really likes Jaina.
Oh no.
That's it. That's the whole reason.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Alright, next panel.
N creates Oktoberfest with the help of the dwarves. I love it.
Yeah, yep, this is a yearly event.
Ah, I love it.
Yep.
All right. Oh shit! Sorry.
And as you saw, the next panel is the start
Yeah.
of World of Warcraft.
Yeah. So one thing I want to mention, circling back around to the Frozen Throne, there is a bonus campaign at the end of the game, and I don't know if you knew this, Zealot, but the bonus campaign is the founding of Durotar,
Yep.
and it's actually the, I don't know what you'd call it, but it's essentially the prequel to World of Warcraft because they did something very interesting in that bonus campaign where basically you play as a half orc.
Yep, Rexar.
Um,
Who does
yeah,
make
Rexar.
continuous reappearances.
Yes. And basically, the campaign is an RPG in an RTS engine. And I fucking hate the fact that Blizzard has never done this since. It infuriates me that they have not done this since because the founding of Durotar was fucking beautiful, damn it.
And you were able to play it after all the patches came out with Jaina's dad, right?
Yeah. I don't think I ever actually beat it, but I do know enough of the story to know kind of what happens. And essentially, it's canon, isn't it?
Yeah, it's totally canon. You can actually go to Theramore.
That's crazy. So, World of Warcraft.
Yep.
The setup.
Alright, so the setup. Nomargon gets dirty bombed.
Oof.
Because the Trog infestation kept going, and the leadership was debating on what to do. And the second in command convinces the leader to essentially use a radiation bomb to kill the Trogs.
Oof.
And turns out the Trogs are immune to radiation.
Oh dear.
And the person who came up with the idea was left in charge of setting off the bomb. And he set it off before everyone could escape.
Oh dear.
Yep. So yeah, that's where the gnomes start off.
Right.
The King Varian Rin of Stormwind, after it was destroyed and rebuilt in Warcraft 1 and through 3,
Right.
is kidnapped and it disappears. Catria Prestor ends up selling him out to the Defias Brotherhood, leaving his son Anduin in charge of Stormwind, who Anduin is like a 5-year-old at this point.
Oh goody.
Yep. The Defias Brotherhood being the people who actually were in charge of rebuilding Stormwind, and Katrana actually refused payments, stating it was an order from the king in order to rig up this entire kidnapping.
Oh Jesus.
Yep.
Okay.
Several small issues appear throughout, handled by adventurers. Emperor Drakkar Thoresen, leader of the Dark Iron Dwarves, has Moira Bronzebeard kidnapped.
Bronzebeard. That is one of the characters from Frozen Throne. What's the relation there?
Family name.
Okay.
So, because I also have their family tree listed, because that's going to be important later.
Okay.
Deathwing commands his daughter Nixia and his son Nefarian to take Blackrock Mountain and create a new army from the orcs that are hiding there that avoided capture.
And fun fact for those who don't know, Black Rock actually appears a couple of times in Warcraft 3.
It should also be noted that somehow at some point Ragnaros got summoned there, and he's been hiding there ever since.
Oh, goody.
So Ragnaros was there during the entirety of Warcraft 3.
Oh, joy.
Yep. Next panel. The War of Blackrock Mountain.
Oh, goody.
Yeah. So as mentioned, Sorcerer Thane Thursan summons Ragnaros at Blackrock Mountain. Ragnaros enslaves the Dark Iron Dwarves. Ragnaros fights the Black Dragonfly who enslaved the Orcs. Oh no. And the Alliance is coming.
Now I can imagine it's just someone superimposing the Monty Python characters in Camelot with the coconuts.
Yeah.
Just riding along and just labeling it the Alliance. Just hearing the sound of the coconuts just making their way.
Yep. Shadowforge
right.
City. Next panel. The covert Alliance force was sent by Magni to rescue his daughter.
Okay.
A fierce fight went on during the raid. The Bronzebeard family and Thursan are mortal enemies just to lay down the tension of how important this is.
Right.
Thursan dies, and Magni's worst nightmare was realized. Whenever you're ready for the next panel. There's the family tree!
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, I don't like the implication of this.
It is not as bad as you think.
Was it consensual?
Yes.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah, because turns out Magni always wanted to adopt a son because he's just old-fashioned that way.
Yeah.
Moira, being their only child, ended up never really treating her with like the proper respect she really deserved because he was still trying to get a son to take the throne because that's
Right.
Thursan ended up, after kidnapping her, rather than just throwing her in a cell, just had her locked in a room where she was treated nicely. Better than her dad.
Oh. Well then.
So she genuinely fell in love with him.
Oof.
Yep, and Myrddin Bronzebeard is who shows up in Warcraft 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you know, you know. Anyway.
If you know, you don't know, but you know.
Yeah. And now we have a baby Dagran.
Yep. And Magni is just
Over the
reeling
moon,
from
I
being
imagine.
now related to his mortal enemy. And Moira stays behind.
Huh.
She becomes the leader of the Dark Iron Dwarves.
Oh. Well then.
With her son being the rightful ruler, but being too young to lead, she currently resides as the queen.
Right. Okay.
So the aftermath.
All right.
As mentioned, Moira stays with the Dark Iron Dwarves as their new queen. And with her new network of spies, informs the Hordes about the orcs working for the dragons. So the Hordes show up and attack Blackwing Lair.
Oh, goody.
The heroes of the Horde kill everyone there and take Nefarian's head as a trophy.
Oh no.
And somehow becomes super important later.
Oh, joy.
And the Horde and Alliance ran each other at Blackrock Mountain.
Oh no.
Yep. They discover Ragnaros thanks to Thoria letting it slip about him. So they team up and kill Ragnaros.
And now Moira rules all of Blackrock.
Yep.
Woo!
She just girl bossed her way into leadership.
Hey, no, that's, you know what? You gotta do that sometimes.
Yep.
Oh!
The Loa. The Loa are essentially voodoo gods.
Oh, goody.
And they summoned Hakar the Soul Flayer, who is essentially the Blood Loa.
Oh, goody.
And I don't remember if it's the Alliance or Horde who are credited for this, but they show up to deal with this and stop it. But he ends up getting summoned anyways.
Oof.
Oh, there it is. The Horde are credited with this.
Okay.
So Hakar is killed through food poisoning and stabbing.
Oh, goody. Oh, what the hell?
What?
The An
The
the An
Encourage War.
Anchorage. Okay.
Okay, we're getting some backstory to set this up because this got skipped for timeline's sake.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
not
yeah.
real. So the elves ended up discovering Encourage, which is one of the old
Right.
god prisons for Cthulhu.
Yeah. Oh shit, we've been at this for about 2 hours and 23 minutes.
Oh,
Um,
shoot.
actually, before you go into the deep explanation, we can actually cut that here
All right.
because you're going to need to explain it anyway.
Yeah.
So let me go to my transition screen here. But holy shit, that was fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Oh, yeah, I also got some other random lore tidbits that I should mention that you may want to find interesting, just as a little footnote to put an ending here.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
All
this
right,
wasn't
do it.
really an appropriate place to put these
Yeah,
tidbits.
yeah, yeah. For sure.
So, dwarves, humans, gnomes are not natural.
No kidding.
They are not. Because they are like semi-titan, semi-old god creations. Because you know those human-sized robots I mentioned that the Titans kind of left on Azeroth to deal with the old gods?
Yeah.
Well, the old gods, before they got put away, essentially released something called the Curse of Flesh.
For sure. Okay, that's wonderful.
Yeah, which essentially
That
spread through them like a zombie plague, slowly turning them organic. And it essentially turned mecha gnomes into gnomes, and so on. Humans kind of got a rougher deal because there weren't actually any human robots. Instead,
right.
they're like these beings called Vrykels, who are like essentially these big, huge, human-like beings that essentially adopted the Viking way of life.
That's crazy.
Humans are the bastard children that they normally killed because they were malformed at birth.
Oh,
But not all of them could really go through with killing them, so essentially figure out a way to hide them away somewhere else so they didn't die. And eventually that became humans.
oh, joy. God damn.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy, mate.
But yeah, how's that realization that orcs are just aliens?
You know what? With everything else that Blizzard has done, legitimately, my man, legitimately, that is the least surprising information that you have given me today. Like, genuinely.
Which one's the most surprising?
Oh, fuck, what was it? I'm trying to remember now. I was so angry because of like, I have nothing against Blizzard necessarily as a company beyond, them doing shitty things
Yeah.
because, we're not even going to begin to talk about that. But like lore-wise, I have had no problems with it except for them retconning the Call of Stratholme. Like that's dirty and it infuriated me. So I'm just genuinely trying to think. I want to say that honestly one of the biggest surprises so far is the fact that Medivh wasn't the first Guardian because like I never knew that. And I didn't realize that it was a whole thing. And I didn't even realize that he had a mother. And it's no. Here's what it is. It's the fact that Hearthstone is somehow minorly canonical. That's the biggest what the fuck moment I've had this entire fucking stream. Because like I've played that game. How? What? Why? you know?
I mean, Hearthstone is in World of Warcraft. I mean, like, canonically, you can actually sit down at a table in the game and play a game of Hearthstone.
Oh, what the fuck? Dude. This is so cool.
There's even an entire quest line where you essentially run into Seto
Shut up.
and you have to like custom create your own card to put him in his
Shut
place.
up. Oh my god.
As you use the heart of the cards and your one friend you make along your path to beat him.
I hate it. I hate it so much. I love it, but I hate it.
It's just
All
a
right.
throwaway, non-important quest line.